naman tayong bagong pyesa. Ito. Ano na naman yan, tutoy? Hawak-hawak ang yan. Ito. Ito ang tinatawag na electric microphone. Siya ay microphone. Oh, condenser, mic. Dalawa yung pins niya, di ba? Oh. Yung isa, ground. Makikita mo dito yung ground ay nakadikit sa metal chassis. At yung positive, hiwalay sa kanan. Oy, ano naman ang gamit niyan? Ito. Gagawa tayo ng bagong project. Gamit ito. Oh, kita mo itong maitim na ito. Ano na naman yan? Ito yung kanyang cover. Parang yung cover ng billiard table. Yun, no? Tapete. Good day to everyone. This is the actual mic electric. So we have this mic, positive, and then the negative polarity. And in figure 2, we have the inside circuitry of the mic, this electric mic. Inside the mic, we have this diaphragm, also a fixed plate, and then driving a field effect transistor or PET type transistor. The use of this diaphragm is to create a vibration being picked up by the plates, convert it into electric current. So driving this field effect transistor. So in this case, this transistor is act as a mini or preamp to the vibration produced by when the time comes, or when there is a music. Once it captures a music, there's a music here. When we capture the music, the diaphragm moves and it creates a vibration, creating a sound, electrical current, sending it to the gate of the field effect transistor, driving this transistor in as an amplifier, an active region. Okay? And then we have the circuit. This is now the circuit we're going to use. We need this circuit to power this electric mic. And the equivalent of the diaphragm, this is the equivalent circuit, or with resistance and capacitance. Equivalent to the diaphragm and the plates. The moving diaphragm and the plates, just like a high pass filter into the input of the field effect. We are using a power supply for this type of microphone. From 5 volts, we're using 5 volts with 10K. To activate this microphone, we need a supply of 5 volts. And then the output is taken into the drain side of the field effect transistor with 10 microfarad 25 volts capacitor. That is the output. So we need to power this mic electric. The equivalent circuit for this diaphragm and the vibration of the diaphragm that creates the electric current, converting the vibration into electric current that drives this field effect transistor is having a resistor and capacitor that act as a high pass filter. That's equivalent of that mechanical vibration of the diaphragm and the plates driving this field effect transistor. So this field effect transistor will amplify a vibration pick up by this pick up through the pick up by the gate of the field effect transistor, and we need to power that to activate this field effect transistor, and that output is taken into the drain side with electrolytic capacitor positive to negative. So when you are when we receive music from the input to the gate, that will drive the music is an analog signal. It will drive the gate of the field effect transistor so as it will amplify the signal, and it will pass through the capacitor, since the capacitor is capable of passing an AC signal or as alternating signal, analog signal created by the microphone. Ito na ang ating project. Ba? Naka breadboard na siya. Yung mic natin, dalawa na yung transistor. May mga resistor, LED. Yan na naman ang ano yan. Gagawin mo na naman dyan. Lagyan natin ng supply, 5 volts. Yan, 5 volts. Teka. Wala tayong cellphone. Ito na lang ang gagamitin natin. Ano naman yan? Tablet. Diba? Saan na yun? Ba? Yan. Gagamitan natin ng YouTube. Nasaan yun? YouTube. Okay? Ito. Yung arrow, up, down, left, right. Enter. At saka exit. Ayun, umiilaw. Umiilaw siya. Gawin natin 9 volts. Paano naman yun? Gagamitan natin ng... Diba? Yun Asan na yun? Ito. Arduino Uno microcontroller. Umiilaw yung mga LED. Kapag itinapat natin yung speaker. Una natin gagawin, i-decode natin yung bawat pindutan, every key. Yung mga pindutan na gagamitin natin, i-decode natin yan dahil may mga code yan, yung bawat pindutan. Yun, umiilaw yung mga LED, di ba? Gagamitan natin ang pag nakakasagap ng tunog, infrared receiver, para ma-decode natin yung ating remote control Arduino at saka microcontroller. Yan ang project natin. Hello. Mic test. Hello, hello. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. This is now our music reactive LED with transistor circuit diagram. In our circuit, we're going to add a power LED so that we know that the circuit is on. In our testing, we are using 5 volts up to 9 volts. Okay, this is now the power LED. We're going to add power LED to the circuit. And into the circuit, we have the mic. This is the mic. And then a 10K resistor is used. What is the use of this 10K resistor? There is a polarity of the mic, positive, negative. Okay? What is the use of this 10K resistor? Well, the use of this 10K resistor is to provide supply to the microphone. We need a resistor to produce current here. There's a current flowing here. So, in order to provide a voltage supply or supply to the microphone. And in our case, it is okay to use 5 volts up to 9 volts for the microphone. So we need this 10K to provide supply to the microphone. Because this microphone is condenser microphone type, it needs a voltage supply. Okay? And we have here the 10 microfarad 25 volts electrolytic capacitor. What is the use of this electrolytic capacitor? The use of this capacitor is to couple, to coupling, as a coupling capacitor. It blocks the DC, direct current, and it passes, or it will pass the AC, alternating current, or the analog signal. Because here we are using the tablet to provide music to the mic, wherein the mic will capture the music, or the sound is detected by the mic, and then the music, which is in the form of analog signal, alternating waveform, is passing to the capacitor. So this waveform, or the audio waveform created by the music and the mic, will pass through the capacitor, and it is capable of passing any analog or alternating current signal, this type of any capacitor. It blocks DC. So this DC current will only for the pull the supply of the microphone. It will not pass through the capacitor. Only the analog or alternating current signal waveform, audio waveform produced by the music and the mic. So it will pass through here, the signal, the audio, alternating current or audio or analog signal. And then we have the transistor. What's the use of this transistor? C1815 NPN type transistor, BJT. What is the use of this transistor? This serves as an amplifier that operates in linear region. Amplifier, not in the cut-off or saturated, or not as a switch, but as amplifier. It amplifies the waveform or the audio signal that passes the audio signal came from this microphone. So, what is the use of this resistor? This is biasing resistor for the base of the transistor. So, it needs to bias our transistor What do we mean by bias? To provide supply to the transistor. In order to turn on this transistor, we need this high value 1 mega ohm resistor. In the case of our circuit, we are using 1 mega ohm resistor. So to switch on this transistor, and also we have the resistor into the collector, coupling resistor or the load resistor, which is going to be used as a biasing resistor to the another stage of amplifier. So these two serves as amplifier. At the same time, this transistor serve as a constant current driver of the LED to produce a constant current for each LED. We need a driver. This is the transistor. So our LED here is 390 ohms, and then the red 50 ohms for the green, 330 ohms for the blue. I am using 50 ohms for the green because in order to produce a bright light for the LED. Okay. What happened to the audio or the sound waveform? It passes through the capacitor, and then modulating the bass. What do I mean by modulating? You are going to switch on this transistor. Whatever the waveform here, the small waveform will produce a big waveform into the output. Since this transistor is a common emitter type configuration, the output is taken into the collector side of the transistor. So it will produce a higher or a big waveform, or it will amplify the signal from the mic, coming from the mic. Okay, it amplifies another, it switches on the, once it amplified in this point, it will turn on this transistor, modulating this transistor, and another one, instead it amplifies another signal, and the signal is in the form of analog waveform. If this is an analog waveform, when you connect an LED, which is in here, the sort of open collector type configuration at the output, so every blinking of the LED represent the voltage level of the waveform. That's why it blinks. For example, it blinks here or on the top, depends on the volume of the music. It represents a voltage level. That's why it blinks on off for the LED. Because our amplified signal is not a DC, an analog waveform, analog alternating current type, AC, analog audio waveform. So that is why whenever we play music to the mic, will capture the capacitor, and the biasing of the transistor will not pass, or the DC current will not pass through the capacitor. That's why they serve as the coupling capacitor, or it will isolate the direct current to the alternating current, or the analog or the sine waveform produced by the mic. So in here, it modulates here. A small signal will become large signal, or large waveform, or large audio waveform, and then it amplifies again in the form of a LED, for the LED to represent an analog. What happened is the LED will blink. It represents a big waveform or analog waveform because the signal is amplified. So these two are amplifier, coupling, in order not to block DC. So the biasing of transistor, it will not affect the biasing of the transistor, because we have the capacitor here. Also here, it will not affect the supply of the microphone. Only the analog signal will pass through the capacitor and then to the base, to the emitter, and then amplified that becomes a bigger waveform or a bigger audio signal, and then amplified again, switching this LED on off, because the nature of our waveform signal is an analog type audio.
Sinungaling, sabi nyo, pwedeng humiram ng hanggang 15,000 pesos pero 3,000 pesos lang nakuha ko.
So this is a trimmer potentiometer. Reactive. Meron tayong gagawing project. Ito, ano na naman yan? To, nakikita mo ba ito? Ito ay remote control ng TV. Ha? Samsung. Ano naman ang ano yan? Kokopyahin natin itong remote. Ha?